That would have probably been a good way to end the recording session, but I'm having such a good time that I don't want to stop at all. Hello guys, this is UniversalGiant, and welcome back for more of Twilight Princess. Last time we got the Sky Cannon in working order, and in this episode, we're going to be heading skyward, but first there are a few things we have to take care of, like the hidden skill that we unlocked at the Hidden Village. The final time we'll meet with the hero shade in the game. Right in front of Hyrule Castle. At last, the time is now. This is the seventh and final hidden skill that I can pass on to you. The Forgotten Skill is the ultimate secret technique, and it tests the true courage of the one who wields it. Do you wish to master this final hidden skill, which can be earned only by the one true hero? No, I do not. Very well. Then before we begin, I must test to ensure that you have mastered the last skill I taught you, the Jump Strike. I didn't use the Jump Strike, did I? Since we got it. I don't think I did. I was too happy using the Mortal Draw. Excellent. It appears you are certainly capable of performing my lost art. Very well, my hidden skill is the Great Spin. Let it be hewn into your mind. You have at your disposal the basic sword technique known as the spin attack. You have mastered numerous hidden skills and now house the true spirit of the hero. You now have in you the ability to magnify the power of your spin attack. But the only time you can draw out that power is when your life energy is brimming full, like it is now. How convenient. Now try unleashing this spin attack on me. Now this is exactly the same as your normal spin attack. You don't have to control it any other way. The only difference? It's massively powerful and its range is almost doubled. Impressive. I will repeat this once more. You can only perform this technique when your life energy is brimming full. Remember this. The final hidden skill, the Great Spin, has been passed on. You have at last mastered all of the hidden skills. Although I accepted life as the hero, I could not convey the lessons of that life to those who came after. At last I have eased my regrets. You who have marched through countless foes, each mightier than the last. You who now gaze to the future with vision unclouded. Surely you can restore Hyrule to its stature of yore as the chosen land of the gods. Farewell. Go, and do not falter, my child. Much speculation is to be had as to precisely who the hero shade is, but let's not have any of that here. And before we go, we did get a letter from Shad that I did not read because I didn't think it was important, but I will read it anyway. I love how I read these letters only after they're not useful anymore. Whatever. To Lake Hylia we go. I did promise we would go to a new dungeon today, and we will. Or is it really a dungeon? I mean, we've gone through enough crap that you'd think they'd just send us to the next dungeon already, but I have a feeling this is just going to be another village or something that we have to go to. And City in the Sky, I think Oocca said this is where she was from too, and her tribe the Oocca, so I wonder if she'll be joining us up here. Up there she is, right on cue. Ready to go home, little buddy? Oh, how convenient we landed in a pool of water. We could have easily died. In fact, very easily died. This is probably the least likely thing that has ever happened in the history of ever. Phew, gracious, we made it back, finally. Welcome, adventurer. This is the city of the Oocca. Since you came all this way, I guess I could give you a tour of the city. That'd be nice. Let me guess. That's the boss that's terrorizing the city, and we're going to have to defeat him before we leave. Oh my god, there are more of you? Oh goodness, brave adventurer, you won't believe it. There's a dragon raging outside the city walls. Oh, I'm terribly worried about everyone. I'm going to check that shop for survivors. Alright, you do that. I'm going to go collect some money from the bottom of the pool. Hope you don't mind. But this is the city in the sky, and in other languages, I prefer to call it Celestia. Just because I like that word a lot better than city in the sky. It's just so bland. So if I refer to it as Celestia rather than city in the sky, you now know why. Please don't yell at me for it. But since we are up in the sky, wind is a much bigger factor, and since there's very little pressure up here, we shouldn't be able to breathe. But oh well, we can. And in this shop, Oocca's theme plays throughout, so... Hey there, Oocca. Ooh, sorry for earlier, adventurer. Oh, but you're planning on walking around the city and taking it in, right? I'm worried about the others, and this is an emergency. I can't just stand around waiting. Please take me too. I won't help you warp to the surface, but I will bring you back to the shop anytime. And that's pretty much the gimmick of this place, in that Oocca's not going to warp you out of the city. She'll just warp you back here, which is good enough, I guess, because you can restock on anything you need. And this is the last time we'll have Oocca, because this is her home, and she wouldn't bother leaving it. And look at those two models of the cannons. It's pretty neat looking. Hey there, buddy. Do you speak English? You're Hylian, no? Okay, Hylian works too. I speak a little Hylian. You understand me? See something you want? Yeah, sure. And of course, all this stuff is a lot more expensive than it is in the Malamart, so I just bought stuff there. Come again. Never looked around this place too much either. It's a pretty nice shop, actually. Okay, let's not dawdle any longer. Let's just get going. Again, no beating around the bush. This is indeed another dungeon. Which makes my point about the Temple of Time that much more relevant. That the Snow Peak Ruins was the home of the Yetis. This is the city in which the Oocca were living. This is the place that they make their home as well. You'd think the Temple of Time would be a little bit more interesting than it was, and I know it has a lot of history to it, but that's all it has going for it, not the dungeon itself. There's nothing about the dungeon that was memorable. This, however, the city in the sky. Just look at this place. I mean, as soon as you step in here, you remember this place. I wish there were more dungeons that were just as memorable as this one. But, oh well, they can't all be, I suppose. Head in here and we'll be introduced to the Oocca, which we can actually use to fly around from platform to platform. But that's the cheesy way of getting around. What I'm going to be trying to do is showing off that cheap trick that I mentioned with the Gale Boomerang jumping that I don't think I'll be able to pull off, and I will either look like a badass or a dumbass trying to do it. But the point is, you want to throw it, take out your sword, and then jump attack as it comes back to you while you're over a pit or something. I doubt I'll be able to pull this off, but I'll try. No, not going to work. What's the best way to do this? I think I have to be higher up to pull it off. I'd like to try it at least once, because I did promise I would show it, but I don't think I'll be able to, just because I'm incompetent. Nope, not able to. Nope. 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 Link, come on! Oh, sorta made it. I don't know how I'm gonna manage to do this, but I will try it at least. I will make it at least once. There we go! Hallelujah! He made it! He's not a complete dumbass! Well, he is for trying it, but still, can you blame him? No, you can't blame him. Can I grapple onto the arrows? Sweet. I don't want to have to risk falling from those, because they do fall. Money, please. Never mind. Oh well, at least you can see from how many hearts I have, how many that took. And just because I'm feeling lucky, I'll try it again, because I probably shouldn't, but I'll do it anyway. Nope. Hooray! You know, I'm going to continue trying this until I can actually have it down. I don't care how many times I have to die. I really don't care. I just want to figure out how to do this, because I think it's one of the most impressive things to do if you can actually pull it off. And if anything, I just want to have fun. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I just want to have fun. Girls just want to have fun, you know? Why did you jump, Link? I didn't tell you to. I'm pulling this off until I can pull it off. That makes total sense. There we go. I think I've got that one down. Come over here, Helmasaur. Please drop a heart. I could use the health. I could really use the health. I need the health. Like, more than anything do I need the health. Otherwise, people will realize how much I suck at this! And nobody wants that. Right? Right? You guys don't want to see me suck, right? That's kind of silly. Draw your sword, Link. There we go. Alright! Took me 5 minutes to get through the room the stupid way. Rather than the fancy way. Or the fancy way rather than the stupid way. And the Helmasaur fell off to his death. I promise I won't try that more than 50 more times. Like I said, I'm just trying to have fun. I'm not trying to impress anybody. And in here we'll find a bigger version of the Helmasaur. This is the Helmasaurus, and no, it's not any more impressive than the Helmasaur. It's just as silly. And the backslice is actually helpful against him if he decides not to move like this, which is very nice of him. And he drops a 20 rupee, which is also nice of him. Well, let's see, where else is there for us to go? I believe we're supposed to be heading outside right now. Which of these has a hole in it? One of those grates has a hole in it. And I believe that's the one we want to go through first. So let's flush our way up. Hearts, please. Could really use hearts and not money. But if you insist on giving me money, that's fine too. Now let's see, head down here, and looks like an area for the spinner. When was the last time we used the spinner? Wasn't too long ago, though, was it? It was in the Temple of Time, I think. But we have to spin the spinner to get the gears going, and that should extend the bridge out there, what it looks like. It's really neat how they incorporated all this ancient technology into the dungeon. But I don't believe it would be any help for us to go that way. Maybe it will. I'll go check anyway. It can't hurt. And I should probably equip the iron boots before I go flying off. Yeah, that could have been bad. Alright, let's see if we can roll our way across before the wind starts blowing again, otherwise we'll get blown straight off the side. And I don't want to get blown off the side! Hooray, we made it! Into the western tower we go. I don't know if it's really a tower, though. It's not that vertical. It's just sort of an area in and of itself. And if I get enough hearts back, you won't know how many times I failed in the other room. Ha ha! But over in there should be something that we want. Or at least something we can get, not necessarily something we want. Oh, who are we kidding? We want all the treasure in the dungeon. Especially if it's important, like a small key. I always forget what the important stuff is, don't I? I say, this isn't important, you don't have to go out of your way for this. Oh wait, it's a small key, maybe you do. Well, now that we have the key, I suppose we should be heading back. We got nothing else to do in here. I also believe there's a certain way you can go across this bridge that you don't trigger the cutscene you get after you reach the other side. I'll just wait for the wind to go so I don't have to worry about it as I cross. Wind. Wind. There we go. Just don't want the wind blowing me off the side, that's all. You can make it across if you wait for the wind to go and then just roll your way across. That's what I like to do. I'm in the cutscene, don't bug me. Yep, the big dragon dude follows up behind us, and he makes it so that we can't cross the bridge again. Pretty sure there's a way to get out of that side of the dungeon so that you don't trigger the bridge being broken, but oh well. Let's just head back in.